What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right. So, Rui Hachimura, basically, at least from the way I interpret it, and especially when I look at this article, he basically threw Darvin Ham, or in particular, to be more precise, Darvin Ham's leadership under the bus by saying that the Lakers were messing around the first 30 or 40 games of last year. So Rui Hachimura recently made headlines by candidly discussing the Lakers' slow start to last season, describing the team's first 30 to 40 games as messing around. In an interview with Lakers Daily, Hachimura reflected on how the Lakers struggled with focus and consistency in the early part of the season, only to turn things around later. And his comments highlight the lessons the team has learned and the determination not to repeat the same mistakes this season. So he said, yeah, I think we talked about it before the season starts. This year is going to be about the details. We're going to focus on every possession. It doesn't matter if it's the preseason or whatever. For us, it's a practice. We haven't had many practices yet so far. So far, this kind of stuff helps us to get in a good rhythm. I guess he's talking about that Bucks game going into the season. Even last season, we were kind of messing around the first 30 or 40 games, and then we came back and made the playoffs. But I don't think we can do that this year again. So we got to kind of set the tone and just play like we've been doing when the season starts. So, trying to read the part where they talk about Darvin Ham. Hachimura's comments reflect a sense of urgency that is also being echoed by other Lakers players. And both he and guard D'Angelo Russell have hinted that a lack of structure and focus may have been a problem under former head coach Darvin Ham. This season, however, with JJ Redick stepping in as the new head coach, there seems to be a renewed emphasis on organization, discipline, and attention to detail. That's all I wanted to read. So, yeah, this was just another smear tactic or another smear campaign against Darvin Ham, in particular, since they beat the Bucks. And that's why a lot of us said it was important for Doc to treat that game like it was a regular season game. JJ and them were trying to win that game. Doc was trying to do other things, but this is the reason why a lot of us wanted him to, because they were winning. And even with the Lakers playing their starters and Doc playing third string guys, they still only beat the Bucks by 7 points or something like that. So look, I'm just going to say this. First of all, if I remember correctly, the Lakers still won 47 games last year. Okay. So they won 47 games, and you say they got off to a slow start, but then they win the in-season tournament, which everybody seems to put so much importance on. Right? Secondly, isn't that just as much of an indictment on LeBron James? See, this is the thing that killed me, man. Everything that's good that happened with Lakers, you guys give LeBron James the credit. Whenever it's something bad, you deflect and want to blame others. But see, these accusations of goofing around and not taking the game seriously, being unstructured, rudderless, no leadership. You didn't hear anything about that on any team Michael Jordan was on, or Kobe Bryant was on, or Bill Russell was on, or Larry Bird was on. But you do know got a history of that? LeBron Ramon James. Just like how when he was with the Cavaliers, when they was cruising through the weakest Eastern Conference in decades, since the 1950s, actually, they could afford to coast during the regular season. Remember, who was it? I think it was Isaiah Thomas, not Zeke Isaiah Thomas, but the Boston Celtics Isaiah Thomas. Remember, he said one of the reasons why he couldn't really improve as a player that one season, I think it might have been 2017, he was part of the team. Remember, he said one of the reasons because they weren't practicing. Remember that? He said, "Man, we never practice. We practice maybe." He said we maybe practice once in a 2-month period. So we never practiced. Same thing you heard about when Frank Vogel was a coach. They didn't practice. You know, they beating up on bad teams. Going back to the Cavaliers, I remember the Cavaliers would, beat a good team, but then lose at home by 29 to a sorry-ass team. You know what I'm saying? They were going to the finals with a 50-32 record, even though they're playing this weak-ass conference. You know why? Because they were coasting. They was pretty much just going off of talent. Whereas, could you imagine if that was LeBron, if that was Michael Jordan playing with those guys, how many games they would have won? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a smear campaign. So I'm just going to say this too to end this video. Since you're saying that you guys are structured and you're going to be able to have all this focus, there ain't no excuse now to win less than 50 games. Okay? I got supposedly this Einsteiner coaching in JJ Redick. You know what I'm saying? You got this guy that is supposedly a superior coach, intellect to Darvin Ham, using all these racial tropes. Okay, the team is essentially unchanged. LeBron James coming off this great Olympic performance where he's an MVP Olympics. Don't want to hear his age no more. AD is a perennial all-star still. Okay, you got this fake all-star and Austin Reeves, and you got an all-star level player in D'Lo. Ain't no excuse. Y'all should be able to win 60 games now, right? Watch the lowering of expectations now all of a sudden. Now it's an excuse. That's why I'm on these dudes the entire year. They better win 60 games in championship. All this talk this dude JJ was putting out there, dissing, sneak dissing Darvin Ham, dissing Doc Rivers, talking like he's the mastermind coach of all time, mastermind strategist. He gonna be the Napoleon of coaches. Okay, he gonna be the you know what I'm saying, this mega mind. Okay, LeBron James doing all this maneuvering to get Darvin Ham fired. The clock is on him too. So that's how I look at it, at least. But tell me what you guys think.